What is up, guys? It is Insane here. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys go follow my Twitch and make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube because I go live on both of those platforms at 6:30 Eastern time. But in today's video, I'm going to be giving my personal opinions and review of the first 24 hours of playing Verdansk. So let's hop right into this video. If you guys do enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know down in the comments below. Are you guys fucking with Verdansk? And let's get right into it. Now, look, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about how Call of Duty has literally come from being the worst game, or Call of Duty being in the shithole that it's been in such a long time, and literally locking in and turning this whole thing around. Whether if you're thinking about Verdansk, whether you're thinking about multiplayer with Season 3, or maybe you're thinking about zombies. They literally checked the box on every single one. It was probably the smoothest launch like they've ever had. And it was actually even confirmed by Charlie Intel that this is the biggest launch Call of Duty has ever had. So the fact that we literally seen such a great launch, I think is, first off, so immense because Call of Duty has not dropped a great update in so long, and they knew they had to lock in for the Verdansk update. They knew they had to put in the work and everything that came along with it. And that goes with the quality of life updates that they have brought. And I'm going to list a few off here, whether if I think it's a positive or negative. I say we're just going to start off with getting off the plane. We can finally jump into Verdansk and literally pull out our pistol while flying down onto the map. I think that was one update that a lot of people wanted to see come back, and I think it's great because it just makes for great moments, dude. Like, dude, it always sucked to literally die off rip because you got shot down because somebody was landing with you and they shot you in the air with the pistol. Those moments were always great, and it's really cool to see that they brought that feature back, and I know everybody who's literally played OG and probably even the new players are happy to see that feature return. Personally, for me, like, if we had it or we didn't have it, I didn't really care. But I will say there was one feature I was happy to see return. The feature that I was happy to see return was floating loot. I have been complaining about not having floating return since MW2 Warzone. I have always hated the fact that you literally have to look down at the ground to find what weapon you're gonna go pick up. But now the fact that they brought back floating loot, dude, which first off, contracts look 3 times better when you're picking them up because it has that OG look with the tablet, which is awesome to see. I'm able to see if it's like a Car 98, to see if it's plates, a satchel, just that OG floating loot look, which is fucking awesome to see return. And like I said, dude, also, a little hidden feature is that a lot of people don't know, if you inspect your gun and if it has attachments on it, on the bottom right of the screen, it'll actually tell you what attachments are on that gun, what's the name of that gun, assault rifle, SMG, if it's a sniper, marksman rifle. I think that also wasn't an OG, but I think that's a cool feature to see come in. But overall, man, just seeing floating return is just going to be an overall W, and there is not one single person who's going to say this is a bad thing to see it return. Like, floating loot, regardless, is a W. Since we talked about floating loot, we got to talk about bunkers. So, as we know, there are bunkers on the map, and there's an Easter egg, which I'm going to be making a video coming next week about bunkers, or you might see this video very sooner. But there's something interesting about the bunkers, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I do want to say it is a W to see that there are bunkers returning, and we will see something done with this, and I'm thinking this is going to happen mid-season. We might see bunkers open. Maybe we'll even see the stadium open mid-season, but we're going to have to find out. But just to know that there are actual keypads at these bunkers, and these bunkers are on the map, is a good step in the right direction, and could lead us to tell us that there's actually a story coming very soon. You know, it's only the 2nd or 3rd day of Verdansk, so we're not really expecting too much, you know, but it really hints that there is a story coming, and it's not like, oh, we're just going to give you guys Verdansk and that's it. Now, we were talking about contracts, and I'm really happy, first off, to see how they look as floating loot, which is also great. But it's really cool to see that the OG contracts have come back. You got the recons, you got the bounties, you got the most wanted, you got the supply runs. And to be honest, dude, The supply runs, we've never really received return, and I think that was one of my favorite ones where you had to go rush to the buy station to go buy your teammate back, or maybe you want to get some like free health or like a free UAV. So really dope to see those OG contracts come back. Now, this is something I actually want to talk about a little brief, and it's Battle Royale casual mode. Now, obviously, we did not have this in OG, but hear me out. This is actually a really big W, and this is a big W for a few reasons. First off, I think the casual mode is really great if maybe you just got off work and you don't want to hop into a full crazy game with like all real players, and maybe you just want to get some practice with like the way you're shooting or just going around the map in general. I think it's great if it's your first game on the hop in casual mode, because I'll be honest, dude, it is so easy to get kills in casual mode. And that actually leads me into the next thing, that casual mode is actually a big W if you're a camo grinder. I personally love the mastery camos for Warzone, but I always had the problem that I never really want to grind for it. I never really wanted to grind for it because I know how much work you would have to put into it. And to be honest, until this casual mode, I might actually start grinding Warzone camos, because whether if it's a real person or a bot in that mode, it all counts towards camos, which makes camo grinding so much easier, like 10 times easier. The fact that it's like you could literally just kill these bots super easy. And I mean, like, we're talking like Fortnite bots, bro. These guys will just run at you, not even shoot at you. It's like so easy to get kills in this game. So easy to get kills in this game mode. It's actually crazy. So I think casual game mode is actually a big W for the camo grinders, for the people that are just hopping onto the game. And like, look, you don't have to play casual mode. It's not like they put fucking bots into the main mode, into the main Verdansk. So yes, it is an OG, but it's really fucking cool that they brought this. And like I said, it's going to be great for those camo grinders. Now, we got to talk about something that probably the YY TikTokers won't be too happy about, is that movement has been slowed down tremendously. And I think this is a big W, especially for just Warzone, because it really gives Warzone its identity back. The longest time, we've always had the current Call of Duty's movement system, or pretty much any features that multiplayer had, were converted into Warzone. And that pretty much gave Warzone this false identity, not its own thing. You know, everybody in the COD community is saying Warzone needs to be its own thing. It should not be connected to their multiplayer. Warzone should be its own game. And I think them actually slowing down the movement, I think while them slowing down the movement and then keeping the movement the same for Black Ops 6 is really going to be good for the community, because it's really going to have that separation. Yo, this is Warzone. This is going to have the same movement. It's going to stick to this. It's not going to change. But in Black Ops 6, you're going to have Omni movement. And then when we get the Black Ops 2 sequel, we'll get apparently wall running and all this crazy movement. But Warzone will still have that slow movement, which gives Warzone its identity back. And like I said, overall, I think this is a great W. And I think this really just puts Warzone on the map as its own game. This is almost a negative thing I'm going to talk about, is the lack of plates and loot. Now, there are people who are going to say, oh, it's like OG, or, oh, streamers are complaining, like, don't change anything. I've seen all the stuff on Twitter, you know? But I feel like, yes and no, I agree with both sides, but I do think there should be a little bit more plates on the map, because let's say you're going against a sniper in a crazy fight, and you get cracked like 2 or 3 times, and then you have no plates, so then you have to retreat the fight. So I think, yes, it's great that there's not so much loot like Urkistan, but also I feel like we should up the amount of plates you see on the map just a little bit, but nothing too extreme. A little bit of a negative, but they even also just recently came out, Call of Duty says they're going to up the loot pool when it comes to plates and stuff. So I think that's, first off, shows a W on fucking Call of Duty, because they're showing that they're updating the problems that the game needs. So like the community complains about something, and not just streamers, you know, just the casuals as well. And the fact that Call of Duty is responding to that and is going to fix that, I think, is really showing something we've never seen Call of Duty do before. So, I mean, that's really cool to see, and I'm glad that they're going to upgrade with how much plates we see on the map. Now, we got to talk about OG guns, because, dude, like, OG guns returning, like, look, there is also, like, before we get into what guns that have come back, we also got to talk about the potential of seeing more OG guns return to Warzone. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't realize this, but we could see OG SMGs return. We can see OG melee weapons. Like literally, we can see OG skins return. Imagine Ghostface returns. We got the Rose skin. We got the Mace skin. Like, think of it. Yes, nostalgic. We're relying on nostalgic. Look, dude, but regardless if it's nostalgic or not, these are skins or weapons that people love. Like the OTS SMG returning would be insane, yo. That would be crazy. Or the MAC-10. Like, dude, you can say there's a gun that's pretty similar to the MAC-10, blah, blah, blah. But imagine the original MAC-10, bro. Imagine, because, dude, like, the original MAC-10 was goated, dude. People love that shit. But that's what I'm saying. There are so many possibilities. And look, this is just the start, man. If they're really trying to, bring us back to OG Warzone and just give that vibe again and just stick with that, because if they stick with that, people are going to fucking love the game. If we continue on the path that we're on now, Call of Duty is going to stay on top like how it's been since Warzone 1. But obviously after MW2, it went down the shithole. But if they continue to do what worked, why not continue to do what worked? So it is great to see that the Kilo returned. It's great to see the HDR return. It's great to see that the AMAX returned. And I actually think it's still great that we saw the GRAU return, even though people are going to say, the Iron Sight's not the same, man. The Iron Sight's not the same. It's not my GRAU. It's not my growl. It's not my growl. I don't want this shit. Dude, look, I understand. Look, we got the Kilo that was exactly the same. We got the fucking HDR that was exactly the same. We got the AMAX that was exactly the same, bro. It's not the same Iron Sight for the GRAU, and I understand that it's not its own gun, and I think they did that because they didn't want to add, they don't want to add too many fucking new guns in one season, so they made it a conversion kit. That's just my idea, what I think personally, but regardless if it's a conversion kit, dude, it's still great as a weapon. People are going to say they don't understand why people are complaining, and there are going to be certain people who complain. Look, feel whatever way you want, but we got 4 OG guns that returned, and I think that's an absolute W. Now, look, I know there's a lot of people who are big on sniping, and let's be honest, sniping hasn't really been the same for years in Warzone, but dude, one-shot snipers, if you're hitting a headshot, coming back, I love sniping. I'm a big fan of sniper. I love the HDR, man. I love the HDR. So the fact that or even the car 98K, man, fucking great sniper, dude. But the fact that one-shot snipers are back, dude, I know all the snipers in the back are like, because, dude, literally, that's all the snipers want, man. If we hit the headshot, he should be dead. It's fucking head to the dome, bro. Like, one-shot snipers coming back is fucking great, dude. W, literally, I don't know what you want me to say. Literally, great. Love that we have that back. Please, Call of Duty, don't ever take that out. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's talk about something else. Pings. This is probably something that a lot of people are going to say, why aren't we talking about pings? And this is probably like a little small detail feature that I feel like OGs will appreciate, is that we have the OG ping look. Like, you go ping, say, farm, you can see it has the circle, the OG ping look. And I think just that little thing, just that little attention to detail, dude, is fucking great, because it just gives me that OG vibe, and I love that. Like I said, it's nothing crazy to talk about here. It's just really cool to see that I didn't expect that, Like, I expected a bunch of OG features, but I didn't expect them to really bring the OG pings back. And I think it's something little detail, but it really makes a big difference, and it's really cool to see. Now, the last thing I want to talk about are just little things as well, which are the Cali sticks in the new Welcome to Verdansk event, which I think is fucking great. I love the Cali sticks. I actually never had the Cali sticks in OG Warzone, so it's cool that I was able to get them this year. And if you're going for that challenge where you have to get all the safes in all the main POI locations, I recommend going in the casual mode, because like I said, dude, this is going back to what I'm saying. Casual mode is great, bro. If you just want to get the safes, open all the safes in all the locations, and just get the Cali sticks, it's literally the easiest way to do it is casual mode. And also, in the battle pass, we actually got the original OG winding up the middle finger emote coming back, which is really cool. You can get in the battle pass, I think, like page 5 or page 6. I think it's great at return, but I also think it's a downside, because whenever you do an emote in the game now, it's third person, and I feel like the middle finger emoji emote it's great that it's in the game, but it's better in first person because you get to actually see it while you're looking at the enemy that's down. But yeah, I mean, everything that we've seen for season 3 in Warzone, I mean, I don't have too many complaints. Like I said, maybe more plates around the map, but I mean, it's fucking great. I love to see that what they're doing right now. But here's the problem, dude. If they want to keep this momentum, they got to keep a storyline going. They got to do all these things. They can't just like drop us Verdansk and to say, you know, you guys go have fun on Verdansk, and then they're going to give like less shits about the next season. I think they got to continue pushing out what they're doing, and I think they're going to realize how well it's actually working for them right now, bringing back OG Verdansk, bringing back OG features, and just seeing how good the feedback's been, and they're going to just build off of that, and just they're going to understand this is what we have to stick to. This is the plan. We got to make Warzone its own thing and just continue to build off of it at this point, whether that's the storyline or just more OG shit coming to the game. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think OG Warzone is back? Do you guys think we are currently like Warzone's on top again? Are you guys debating on coming back? Are you guys already playing Verdansk already? Or you guys thinking about it? Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, I think it's a great update. I'm excited for the future of Warzone. I hope to really see them continue to push the narrative of just having a great Warzone game, which is what they got right now. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are excited for Verdansk or if you guys have already gotten your first win. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.